Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. I got a big old box of goodies here from West Coast Dips. We are trying out a brand new to me brand today, and this is one I've definitely been hearing a lot of buzz about. So I actually got quite a variety of items to try out from West Coast Dips. So if you'd like to hear my first impressions on this brand, then stick around. We're getting into it. Alright, so West Coast Tips is a Canadian based brand. So when I placed my order, I decided I was going to get a little bit of everything that I wanted to try just to get it all in one order because I knew that there was potential for there to be some delay in shipping just due to the fact that it was coming from Canada and there's some extra customs and things through the mail that it has to go through. So the thing about West Coast dips is I hear just as much about their builder gels and their gels as I do their dip powders. So because of that, I wanted to grab a little bit of everything to give it really a true first impressions. And now normally I don't do that, but just due to the fact that I heard so much buzz about their gels and builder gels, I decided to get a little bit of that too. So that way we could get like a full big picture kind of thing. So just to give you an idea about how long this took, from the moment I placed my order to the moment the package arrived in my house, it was 12 days, which given the fact that I'm way down at the very south end of the United States is actually pretty good, I think. So I think if you live more in the middle portion of the states or the northern portions of the states, you might get it even faster than that. But I thought 12 days for a small business shipping from Canada was pretty darn good. So if you're not from Canada, you might be wondering about the pricing. I felt like it was pretty fair, $7 to $8 per dip, $10 to $12 per gel, depending on what you're getting, and $10 per shipping, which I thought was plenty fair for, again, considering it was coming from Canada, not stateside. Now, one thing I will mention is that if your bank charges currency conversion fees, you might want to see how much that is. For me, after my order, the size of my order, it ended up being $1 at my bank. No big deal, but it's just something I hadn't even really honestly thought about. So, if you have a card that you can use, it doesn't charge currency conversion fees and do it that way. Just something to think about. But again, it was only $1, so it wasn't that much. So I did pre-film this unboxing, so if you're looking at this mani on my hand, it was actually the mani I did for my clear dip powder troubleshooting video, which I will have linked for you in the cards in case you missed it, but this is the last time you're going to see this one, I promise. Alright, enough chit chat. Let's get into the actual unboxing and see what I got. So the first thing you'll see is this little thank you sticker on here and everything wrapped securely here in tissue paper. And then on the inside we have all the individual products which were pretty nicely wrapped. I did not have any spillage of contents or anything break in transit, so that's always good. I'm just going to go ahead and pull everything out of the box here so we can see what we got. Alright, so we got a couple little cool freebies here with this order, and the first one here is this fun pen. Isn't this cute with this mock diamond on the top, and it's got West Coast dips on there. That's really cool, and it was actually a really nicely made pen, so I'm definitely going to keep this in my back room and use this, but I think it is super cute. I've seen a couple companies do this, and I don't know what it is, but I'm such a sucker for pens. I love pens. You might also see there in the background we got a little Kit Kat too, and there's another freebie coming up here in a minute. But I did want to show you the gels here. These are wrapped in bubble wrap with a little rubber band around it to keep it secure, and that worked really well. So the first gel I've got here is the one builder gel I did pick up, which I will talk to you about here in a little bit, but I did decide to go ahead and grab one to try. Honestly, I'll probably go back for another one, and I'll explain why when I get to that point, but that's the builder gel. And then the regular gels that I got were wrapped the same way, so I did end up picking up their gel base coat and their, what is it called, the Quartz top coat? There we go, Quartz Ultra Shine Top Coat. That's what it's called. That's the full name. So I did pick up both of these to try out because you guys know I'm a sucker for a beautiful gel top coat, so I figured I'd give it a go. And then here's one of the other freebies I got. It's actually a really cute ring. It's like a snake spirally kind of ring. But that was cute. I definitely didn't order that, and they included that in my order, so that's always fun. I mean, that's a pretty nice variety of little freebies in here for this order. So, those kinds of things, they may seem small, but they're always appreciated. Alright, so as you can see, I picked up a total of 11 dips here, and I do have them in some different sizes. I do have some that came in half-ounce jars because that's all that was available, and some that came in quarter-ounce jars because that's all that was available. So the half-ounce have like a silvery lid on them, and the quarter-ounce have these coppery lids. But, you know, it didn't really matter to me. Those are both fine sizes for me. Anything bigger than that is kind of a waste, but you can kind of see the size comparison here. So as you can see, it's a pretty nice size haul, and normally I don't pick up this much for first impressions, but I think it was just the fact that I had that first order coupon, which I think is 10% off, and then also just knowing that it was going to cost extra and maybe take longer coming from Canada, so I kind of wanted to put everything in one go. So, you know, normally I don't go this heavy with first impressions, but I wanted to make sure I got a good variety of products to try out for those of you that were curious about the brand. And I do want to say a special thanks to our subscriber, Sarah. She gave me some really good recommendations. So I definitely picked up some of what she suggested as well as some other things. So thank you again, Sarah. I appreciate your help because I had a little bit of difficulty trying to figure out what I wanted to get. All right, so before we get into swatches of all the dips, I'm showing you a very quick little snippet of here of me applying this builder gel I picked up called Persephone. Now, I apologize because this did not go how I wanted it to go because I had intended on doing a fill with my existing tips, but when I took off my last mani and I kind of reshaped them, they got a little overfiled to the point to where I just didn't like the way they looked, so I ended up reapplying new tips. So I apologize for that because I definitely intended on giving you a better first impression of the builder gel, doing it like a fill. Instead, what you have here is me I kind of buffed down the top coat I had and just put a layer of this over my existing tips. So it's not really a true fill, so I'm going to have to get back to you about the builder gel, but I did still want to go ahead and show you just a quick clip of me applying it, just because I wanted you to kind of see the way it looks. It is a little bit on the thicker side, and this particular gel is a tiny bit sticky. You can see it's kind of stringy at times when I'm brushing it on. But that said, I didn't find it difficult at all to apply. It was actually very easy to apply. It seemed like it was a nice formula. I did not have any issues with curing or any kind of lifting since I put it on. So all things, you know, considered, it was pretty good. So like I said, I will have to get back to you and update you on the builder gel, so I apologize for that. But like I said, first impressions were very good, and I will continue. When I do my next fill, I will use this again, and we'll just see how things go. So Persephone is just a sheer base with a fine gold glitter in it. It is not gritty at all. It went on very smoothly. And this is just one layer, so obviously if you build up additional layers, then you're going to get more payoff from the glitter. I think it would be quite beautiful with an additional layer. So I will definitely use it again the next time I do a fill. All right, let's go ahead and get into the swatches. So once again, here's a quick look at the jars. We have the two different size jars with a slightly different color variation in the lids. And then we also have the labels on the front. And then on the bottom, we have the label for the color itself with this cute little foresty looking scene. So let me apologize in advance for this color assortment. I was feeling some type of way when I placed my order because everything is either pink or mauve or teal or purple. So sorry for the lack of color diversity, but that's just the mood I was in when I was shopping. All right, so the first one we have here is number 17, and it is called Dreamy, and this is a beautiful pale baby pink. It does have a cool undertone, which you guys know is my jam. Next we have 13 Prima, which is a mauve pink. It's more of like a light to mid-tone, I would say. The next one we have here is called Tofino. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully I am, but it is a really pretty minty green. And the last of the solids I picked up is 18 Purple People Eater, and this is a very deep royal purple. Alright, so I did grab a couple of flakies. The first one is 56 Goddess, and this is more of a sheer. It's more like a clear powder with just iridescent flakes in it. So this could be used alone or as a topper. Next we have 176 Euphoria, and these flakes are very similar to Goddess, but they are in this pale pink base, which is very similar in tone to Dreamy, so it kind of makes a really pretty effect with the pink in the background. So the first glitter I picked up is number 173 Innocence, and this is just a basic shimmery white, but it does have a very heavy shimmer in it, and I think colors like this are just really great to have as a basic staple. Next I picked up 178 Angelic, and this is a fine iridescent pink glitter. Next we have 28, and I believe it's pronounced Joffrey Lake. I apologize if that's wrong. But this is a chunky, but more like a medium chunky. It's not super duper chunky, which I think will make it easier to work with. But it's really pretty with white and blue and green tones. Next we have Intoxicating, and this probably should have been put with the flakes because it is more of a flake. But they're more like a shard flake, so they're a little bit stiffer as far as the flakes go. But wow, how pretty is that with the rose gold background to it. That was one of the ones Sarah suggested, along with this last one here, number 79, Mermaid Tail. And what a stunner. This is all an iridescent blue, purple, teal looking chunky glitter. And look at the shine and the reflect in that. So I picked out three of these soft and dreamy pinks, which were giving me all the feels. I had to use them. So I've got here Dreamy, Euphoria, and Prima. I thought they would make just a really soft, classy look that I was looking for the work week. And just, I was in the mood for these tones. I just thought they were gorgeous. And I absolutely fell in love with the look of Euphoria with that baby pink with the iridescent flakes in it. So, and I decided to, along with it, I was going to use the gels that I picked up. So I do have the gel base and the Ultra Shine Quartz. I'm still saying that wrong. The Quartz Ultra Shine Top Coat. So we will be using those in conjunction with these. All right, so we're going to put Dreamy on the middle finger and Prima on the pointer and the pinky, and then we'll put that flake Euphoria on the ring and also on the thumb. And I'm also going to do a little bit of jewelry on that middle finger here at the end. All right, so I'm going to back off for a little bit and just let you watch the dipping. I'm going to speed through some of this, not all of this. I mean, I do want you to see it real time so you can see how the powders go on. But this video is already going to end up being long enough just because of the huge haul and then also going through the builder and the top coat. So I don't want to drag this out too long. So I'm going to speed some of this up, but I did want you to get a chance to just see how everything applied. So I'll be back here in a little bit.
I've done my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's oh so strong. It goes on and on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy. Cause I can feel the energy. I've met my demons one too many times. They taught me lows are what makes you feel so high. No matter how far my mind would wander, I'd always dare it to go even farther. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's oh so strong. It goes on and on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy.
All right, while I'm activating these solids, just a couple of things to note. I did end up doing 3 layers on all of these. I don't really know that it needed it, especially on Prima, but I just wanted to make sure that I had enough room for filing and buffing because I could see that I wanted to, and I didn't want to end up patching out any of these pinks. And then I also wanted to mention that I did struggle a little bit with Prima. I don't know if you can see it here, but there was a little bit of patching and streaking. So I was a little worried as to how that was going to do after filing and buffing, if it was going to settle out. And spoiler alert, it did. It actually looks really beautiful once it's done. So I don't think it's anything like critical, but I just did want to point that out to you that I did struggle a little bit with getting even application with this one. But honestly, with this particular tone, this mauve pink, I have never had an easy experience with a powder that color, never. So I'm not really surprised. You could, if you wanted to play it safe, put a coat of clear over this, but I kind of decided just to go with it. I wanted to see if it was going to cause me any issues when filing and buffing, and like I said, it didn't, but you'll see in the finished look. All right, so while I'm finishing up these second coat of flakes, I did want to tell you that these kind of flakes, when you first put them on and you dip them in there and you pull your finger out of the jar, or the liner in this case, you're like, ooh, that's a lot of flakes sticking up. I don't know if I'm going to get this to work. But these actually melt in so perfectly. Just a little bit of gentle pressing down and you get a nice, smooth, flat surface. These are the kind of flakes that I love to work with because they are so easy. And once you see them all completely done here, they look just gorgeous. All right, so I did skip ahead here a little bit just to save some time. So I did clear encapsulate that flake Euphoria just to make sure that when I was filing and buffing, I didn't lose too many of those gorgeous iridescent flakes. So here's what everything is looking like before filing and buffing. So I'm going to jump off camera real quick and take care of that, and I'll be right back to get into the gels. All right, so here we are all cleaned up and I'm super happy with how everything is looking, and the issues I was having with Prima definitely buffed out, so I'm very happy about that. So it's time to get into these gels, and I want to say again thank you to Sarah. She said if I was going to pick anything up, I had to definitely get the gels too, so I did pick these two up. And pleasant surprise here on the back, we do actually have some curing instructions, so that's good to see. So it does say 30 seconds for an LED lamp and 2 minutes for a UV lamp. So let's go ahead and open up the gel base coat and take a look at it. So we have a pretty nice size thin brush and shorter brush, which I think will make it easier to control. And it looks relatively thin. I would not say it's the thinnest gel I've ever had, but I actually like it for that reason, and I'll explain why here as we apply it. All right, so watch as I put on this gel base coat. I want you to see how it stays exactly where I put it. It's not flooding anything. It's not running into the cuticle area. It just looks perfect and it stays exactly where I put it. So I believe that's due to the slightly thicker formula. Again, I'm not saying it's thick. I'm just saying it's a little thicker than what I'm used to. And it actually makes this a breeze to put on. I was so pleasantly surprised with this gel base coat. So thank you, Sarah, for recommending these gels. Because I have to say, first impression from the very first nail, I was like, okay, this is a good formula. So what I'm doing right now is just everything but the middle nail. I'm going to save the middle nail from the end because I'm going to do something a little fun with it. But I'm going to speed through the rest of this a little bit. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about first impressions with this gel base coat. I will 100% be using this again. Over time, it could end up becoming a favorite, really, the way it's going. So I did go ahead and cure that base coat for 45 seconds instead of 30 just to play it on the safe side. But now I'm going in with the top coat, and really good control with this size brush, and really easy to get into the, really detailed spaces like the sidewalls and cuticle areas without making a mess. And once again, we have a very good formula that is slightly on the thicker side. Again, not thick, just slightly thicker than my traditional gels. and it stays exactly where I put it. And talk about like instant self-leveling. I just really blown away by these gels, the base coat and the top coat both. All right, so once again, I cured for 45 seconds, but really probably only 30 was needed. And look at the shine and these colors. Oh my God, so breathtaking. Just so pleased with everything. So let me skip ahead past this thumb. I'm going to take care of it, and then we'll be back to do the middle finger. Alright, so what I have here, guys, is some cute little flower ornaments that I picked up from Amazon that I thought would be really fun to play with. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I do sometimes do unboxings and little like hauls, mini hauls in my stories on Instagram, so make sure you go follow me there if you want to see previews of little things like this. But I did grab these off Amazon because you know me, guys, I'm in the spring mood. I'm putting flowers on literally everything. Like, I haven't seen any of the last few minis that didn't have flowers on them, so sorry, not sorry. I love flowers. I love springtime. So we're going to play with these, put a little of these on. We're going to use these in conjunction with the gels. So I'm putting down a layer of the West Coast Dips gel base coat, and then we will do the jewelry on top of that. Alright, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, anytime I'm working with anything bigger than a small flyback rhinestone, I'm using my iGel Beauty Jewelry Gel. I'm telling you guys, I have tried so many, including ones off Amazon, and nothing locks my jewelry on like this stuff. So it is super thick and super sticky, and it does take a little bit of patience, but gosh, the payoff is so worth it. I'm telling you, you're going to have to like break the jewelry off or like drill it off because it's not coming off until you take it off. So if you do ever pick this up to try it out, just a word of warning, the best way I found to apply this is to kind of dollop it on there in the area where you want to put your jewelry, and then take your base coat and gently put it over top of that. You don't want to pull too hard over it, just 'cause you don't want to pull the jewelry gel down further than you need. And it won't move that easily, but I would say do what I'm doing here and put it on the rest of the nail, and then just gently kind of float it over the area where your jewelry gel is, and then you can place your gems on top, cure it all at once, and then you're done. All right, so you can see I added a couple of those little pearls in there with it, and I'm pretty happy with how that's looking, so I'm just going to pop that in the lamp and cure it. All right, so I'm taking a tiny bit of that jewelry gel on this brush and kind of like pushing it into the center of this flower, because I did decide I wanted to apply one of those little gold beads to the center, so it just kind of helps to nail that in there so that I don't have to worry about it falling off either. I could have done it really at the same time I did the rest of it and cure it all together, but since I was already kind of, messing with these flowers, I didn't want it really moving around too much while I was trying to put the center on. So I just did it separately, but you could do it before too. All right, here it is after the second cure, and super cute, right? And you can see I'm pushing on this and it is not going anywhere. And I will take baths and showers and clean and do dishes, and I just don't have any issues with jewelry coming off with this stuff. It's crazy strong. So I'm going to get the other hand done, and then we'll be back for the final look. All right, so here we have both hands finished, and I'm ready with my classy mani for the work week. So we're gonna go now with some cuticle oil. I am using Nice Buns from Scales of a Mermaid. I love the name of this, so cute, right? And it smells just like cinnamon buns. And I picked this one because I keep wanting to use Growing with the Flow because it's like the quintessential spring scent, but I love so many of the other ones too. I don't want to neglect them either. So I did see that this one is still available on their website, even though it is limited edition. So I believe once it sells out, it will not be brought back. So if you like the smell of cinnamon or cinnamon rolls or anything like that, go get it. Go get it. And remember, you got my code Carrie10 before 4/22. So as long as you use my code by April 22, you can use it. All right, so here are both hands finished. So I'm going to go over my first impressions on everything, just to give you my final thoughts. So the dip powders, they were fantastic. Definitely Euphoria is a favorite, and so is Dreamy, this baby pink. No issues at all. Now, again, Prima I did struggle a little bit with, but it was nothing that was not fixable with filing and buffing. So I do definitely think that it's still worth your purchase if you like these kind of colors, which I do. And honestly, of all the mommy tones I've used, it still probably is the easiest one, despite the issues that I had working with it. And then as far as these gels go, they might have been the hero of the day. I mean, the powders were amazing, don't get me wrong, but I just was not expecting to love those gels so much because I'm very much a person where when I get something I like, I stick with it. I don't like to change very easily. And these may be taking over my other gels. We'll have to see. I mean, it's too early to call yet, still a first impression, but I did keep an eye on these as I went about the rest of my day and the next day before doing this voiceover, and they feel very strong and sturdy and like they're not going to chip or anything, the gels. So I feel like it's going to really hold up as far as durability goes, and you can see the shine is fantastic. So I know I didn't use the other colors, but the other colors I swatched went on so beautifully. Even the chunkier glitters I felt applied amazingly on the swatch stick. So I'm going to be very eager to use these other colors. So I mean, bottom line, guys, I think it's pretty obvious. My first impression is fantastic. I think if you see anything at all that you want to try from West Coast Dips, I don't think you would be disappointed in any of it. And I have to agree with Sarah. If you're going to pick up some of the dips and you're not prone to gel allergies, I really think you need to try these gels. I'm really, really happy with them. And I will keep you posted on the builder gel. I may pick up another one just to try to see if it's the same consistency as a glitter one because I have a hunch they're all probably just a little bit different. But I will let you know how those wear over the next few videos. But really, I cannot say enough good things. And really, given that my order got here in 12 days, I got all the freebies, great customer service experience. I can't complain there either. So I apologize again. I know this video ran a little long again. I know I keep saying I'm not going to do that, but I maybe I talk too much. I don't know. We had so much to cover in this video that I didn't want to leave anything out. So I hope you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. If you did, it would help me out so much if you would give me a thumbs up down below. And while you're there, if you have not subscribed already, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. And don't forget that notification bell. We got new content coming every Tuesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Central. So as always, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Feel so high.